Hey you guys, it has been way too long. I have missed you guys. I've missed filming for you all. It has been a crazy few months, but I'm excited to say I'm back and I have some big news for you. So in case you're new here, my name is Jackie. I am the owner here at Ruth and Ruby, and I'm excited to tell you that I am finally going to be able to commit to a day every week that you're going to get a video. And as of right now, that day is Mondays. Now, as if analytics change and tell me you guys are watching more on a different day, then I may change that. But as of right now, it's going to be posted on Mondays. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Make sure you've clicked the bell to all. Make sure you've clicked your Make sure you've clicked your notifications to all so that you don't miss a single video every single week. So some of you that have been on the website recently already know this because you've bought it, but we are now Fusion mineral paint merchants in addition to our DIY paint. I have got a lot of questions about, well, are you discontinuing DIY? Which one do you like better? Those kinds of things. The answer is no. I still love DIY paint. And I love Fusion mineral paint. They both have their place and their uses. So I'm gonna do a video kind of comparing the two later on, but for today, I just wanted to announce that, well, and as you can see, look, I've got some holes. See, I've got a big order on the way, but some of you have already found it. You're loving it. Like, you just keep coming back for more, and that thrills my heart. So today's projects, we're gonna be using some Fusion mineral paint, and we're gonna be taking some trash, some cans, some soup cans, and making something incredible. So let's go do it. So I was inspired by Rebecca Ash from the Julie's Designs and Signs Facebook group. If you're not a member over there, you need to go ahead and get over there and join because there's so much good inspiration. All right, so here's a smaller can. Okay, I'm gonna bend the top just slightly. So the discussion in the group was that Rebecca used a vise to close up the bottom of the can, but I wanted to try a different option for those of you who don't want to go buy another tool or don't have one on hand. I wanted to just see if a hammer would work. So I'm just using my rubber mallet, and now I'm taking my pliers to just kind of crimp the bottom, and it worked really well. I will say though, I'll definitely be making some more of these because they turned out adorable. And I'm just like thinking seasonally. Later on this year, I will do another video for you and show you some seasonal ones for my 12 months of Christmas series. And I'll use the vise so that way we can see which works better. Sorry about my messy workbench, guys. I was in the zone and I didn't even see it. All right, I'm gonna go with some Fusion mineral paint in coal black. All right, I'm gonna go with my zebra fan brush to apply this paint. You can find all of these products on the website ruthandruby.com. I'll be sure to link everything I'm using down below as well. And we're not looking for perfect coverage here. Like I said, I'm gonna put another coat on top. You could also apply some texturizing medium here as well, whether it be like the Fusion Fresco powder, salt wash, baking soda. Any of those products work to give just a little bit of texture in there. So that way, when you distress back with your top color, it'll just, give that extra little vintage vibe. So these zebra fan brushes are one of my new favorites. So again, these are available on ruthandruby.com. But one thing that I love about them is the price point. So if you're looking for a good brush that is a little bit less expensive, it's a step above a craft brush, but at the same time, it's not a $30 brush. So if you haven't tried these yet, go grab you one. I do want a little bit more texture, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with a second coat, and I'm gonna mix in a little bit of my Fusion Fresco. So directions are 1 part Fresco to 2 parts paint. I'm just going with a messy second coat because I'm not looking necessarily for full coverage on this one, but I do wanna, kind of dab it just a little bit to get a few peaks. All right, I'm using my fleur-de-lis mold to grab this little bunny here, so I'm just dusting it with some cornstarch. Pro tip, you guys. I know clay drying out is one of the most common questions we get. I wrap mine in saran wrap. You can also then put it in a Ziploc bag with a wet paper towel, but if I wrap it this way and this way, and I never have any issues with it drying out. So there's your tip for that. All right, be sure to use that micro rim there as to your advantage so that way you get nice clean edges. I'm using Type Bond Quick and Thick. It's my favorite glue because it's thicker. Now you don't want to press too firmly on here because with this clay being so fresh, we'll lose some design if we smush too much. We are probably going to get a little bit of cracking on this guy as he dries, and that's okay. All right, I'm going to use some of the traditional POTS transfer for one of these. I'm going to go with this one, the birds. I decided French eggshell for this can. Then I'm going to apply that transfer. Look at how amazing this coverage is. One coat is all it took. I'm going to end up decoupaging this one, but I really just wanted to show you how beautiful this rose water color is. And again, awesome coverage for it to be a light color going over black. I am ripping a scrap piece of drop cloth here to get the frayed edges. And I'm going to take the JRV mini grain sack stencil so that we can put a design on this fabric. If it doesn't fray enough for you, you can just take a few little strands of the fabric and just pull them out, and then you'll get a better frayed edge. I'm grabbing my 1-inch JRV stencil brush and applying some coal black right there in the center. I've made sure my brush is pretty dry because too much paint, of course, is going to cause bleeding, and I'm just swirling it on. To do the little laurel design on the outside, I'm going with the 1/2-inch JRV stencil brush. And you can see just how beautifully it gets in there with, you know, the pieces that are close together, and I can do 2 colors and don't worry about mixing them. Okay, I lost a little bit of footage somehow, but I glued this fabric onto the can, and then I embellished the 4 corners with just the head of a carpet tack. So I just cut off the pokey part and glued it on. Just using a damp cloth here to distress the one we painted in the French eggshell. And I want to go over those little peaks with the Fusion Fresco, especially to get some of that black back. So I really love the way that one distressed. Here's where I get really honest with you guys. If you try this project, you are going to have some patience. This transfer about made me scream. The ridges were kind of tricky, but in the end, it was so worth it. All right, I cut a portion of the JRV Cottage Floral decoupage paper, and I'm using the Fusion decoupage gel, and I like it okay, but I really prefer DIY's liquid patina. It's just the secret sauce for decoupaging. I have tried a lot of other things, and it is by far my favorite. All right, I'm just giving this one more good coat of the decoupage gel on the outside and let that dry. So I wanted to add just a little bit of detail to the little rabbit one, so I'm just going over with some black wax and wiping it back. And it kind of changes the white paint to a little bit of a gray tone, which is totally fine. I really loved it. All right, I'm just taking some slices of the floral foam and sticking it down in there. Careful, because I had it too wide, so it popped my bottom back open. So I had to slice just a little bit more off. All right, y'all, if you don't have this tool, you need to get one. It is called a Crop-A-Dial, and I will link it down below. But do you see how easily it put a hole right in this can? And that's where I'm going to put some rusty wire to make the hanger. These stems are the 97-cent boxwood from Walmart. I love these things. Whenever they come out every spring, I just go buy a ton. Wayne actually always says, "Do you really need that many?" Yes, I do. All right, I'm going to take some of my rusty wire. This is listed for you at ruthandruby.com, and at only $3.95 a bundle, that's a steal. So this is 20 gauge wire, which makes it very easy to twist around to make the little closure. All right, now the fun part is just to place those boxwood stems however you like them, whatever you think looks pretty, and then tuck in a little bit of Spanish moss to cover up your floral foam, and your little tin can pocket is done. All right, you guys, what do you think of our little wall pockets or shelf hanging pockets? Whatever you want to call them. If you have a creative name for these, please let me know below, because I want to list these on the website, but I'm not really sure what exactly to call them. All I know is that they're gorgeous and they were a lot of fun to make. And
They're super inexpensive. So these are such a great way to fill your spaces, whether it be store, your own store or a booth space in a mall of some sort, whatever kind of retail space you have. These are great fillers. They are so easy to make, so inexpensive, and just cute. So don't forget, I'm going to list all the products that I used on these in the description below. And you guys, I really hope that's not a funeral. In case you didn't know, my store is next door to a church. We're in a strip center, and I share a wall with them. So, out of respect, in case it is a funeral, I'm going to get out of here. Let me know below which one was your favorite.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun.
So excited to get this video. I have missed recording some, I've missed filming some awesome DM. Words are hard.
Thanks for watching. If you could give this video a thumbs up, and if you could share this with somebody, I would be so grateful. I'll see you next week.